Hi, in this video on January 21st, 2011, I'm going to talk about a timeless topic and a precious one at that, and that's your health. And I'm going to start out by saying I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not here to diagnose, cure, treat, or in any way act as a medical doctor because I'm not a licensed medical doctor. But I am going to talk a little bit about medical tourism and an experience with dental health, which is directly related to my heart health. I was told by the last U.S. dentist that I visited before my overseas travel. And in addition to that, I have recently been studying the connections with periodontal disease and heart disease and heart attacks and so on in Dr. Sherry Rogers, medical doctor, books Is Your Cardiologist Killing You? And The Cholesterol Hoax, which is at prestigepublishing.com. So on my last visit to the U.S. dentist, I was there for, first of all, was because of an evaluation of some transitory TMJ that happened. I was hit from 60 miles an hour from behind on 65 Highway in Marshall, Missouri. I was turning off into my father's driveway, and before I got there I was hit at 60 miles an hour from behind. The impact was directly to the back of my head. The windshield of the truck was completely broken out, and so this affected my jaws, and I wanted to, and my teeth as well possibly, so I wanted to go to the dentist and find out what the situation was, to find out if there had been any permanent damage done and so on. So I went there and found out some things. He had mentioned the transitory TMJ to me, but also some periodontal disease. And so they did some descaling, and they wanted me to come back in 3 or 4 months. And one interesting thing is that to this day the insurance company won't and refuse to pay for the evaluation. Can you imagine? Just the evaluation. And in there I spent something close to, well, there's a bill for something close to $1,300 to $1,400 for an evaluation, descaling, and 3 small cavities taken care of. And this is a leading edge, cutting edge, very good clinic. And they wanted me to come back in 3 to 4 months after getting this bill for $1,300 to $1,400 to get more descaling work done. So recently I'd been on the phone with a very intelligent associate, and this woman was getting ready to leave to do a lecture, and she has a very good friend that actually lectures dentists in the U.S. about periodontal disease. And because this is something I've been studying because of some heart issues and questions, again, if you go and refer to Dr. Sherry Rogers' works, Dr. Sherry Rogers' books, Is Your Cardiologist Killing You? And The Cholesterol Hoax, these questions come to mind. Plus, it was made very clear to me. Not only did my U.S. dentist explain the possible connection in this way, but he also had an illustration on his office wall showing the different organ systems in the body that could be affected or infected by periodontal disease. So 60% of the industrialized world, 60%, one internet source says, can and or will be affected by periodontal disease. And because it can, if I've understood correctly, and if these people are correct in that it's affecting a lot of people's heart, this is a critical issue in more ways than one. Not only can you lose your teeth if you don't get early detection and treatment. So there's a lot of reasons why this is a hot topic and it's an important topic. So let's talk about cost, and let's talk about new technology. So I'm here in the Republic of Georgia, Tbilisi, that's Tbilisi, the Republic of Georgia. And I have a good friend here who took me to HBI Dental. And there are Georgian, but German-trained dentists, professionals. And they're using something called the vector system, or the vector system, which is, I've understood, is a form of ultrasonics. So, to go back to my other friend that I was speaking to earlier, back in the US, who was lecturing and whose friend lectures dentist, I told her about this system here. I said, look, I'm getting ready to do this appointment and get this treatment done in Tbilisi, the Republic of Georgia, and they're suggesting this vector system to me, and she'd never heard of it. She was very well educated and knew all about periodontal disease or gingivitis and things like this, and even shared some other information about that because her and her friend are very close. And again, her friend lectures dentists in the US on this very topic. It's their specialty. And on a quick internet search a while ago, I was hard-pressed to find any US clinics that have it. Maybe they do, I don't know. Certainly the internet is not the know-all of all, and when I say that, I'm actually speaking about Google. So just because it isn't there doesn't mean it's not so. And I was told by my good friend in the US, who's the friend of the lecturer of dentist on this topic of periodontal disease, that usually what happens in the US is that they do take you through the descaling process, and after it fails, generally then they schedule you for surgery. That's right, dental surgery. Wow. So I was a little bit shocked by that. I mean, this is coming from someone who has had personal experience with this issue, who also, again, has the friend that lectures dentist on this very topic. It's her specialty, it's her expertise. And they, when I asked them if they had heard about the vector system, a German technology, a German dental technology, they hadn't heard of it. So what I've understood, it is a method of ultrasonic technology that not only is cleaning the teeth and trying to getting under the gums and the root, but also that it actually gets into the gum pockets, which is, as I've understood, what they're trying to do with the surgical process or whatever. And again, I'm not a dentist. I'm not a licensed medical doctor. I'm just someone who's sharing my experience and telling you what I've been told and what I've seen and what I've experienced. So the amazing thing is that I go to this HBI dental office, this clinic here in Tbilisi, the Republic of Georgia, and on the first visit, my teeth were cleaner just from one visit, one treatment from the vector system, in my opinion and in my observation, than ever in these last 20 years of my life. Amazing. There are 3 treatments that this dentist has scheduled me for, and the first treatment has already left me with cleaner teeth than I've had in the last 20 years, in my observation, in my opinion. And the sum total price for these treatments, this German technology, this vector system, der vector system, will be less than, well, actually at $150 total, sum total. Amazing. And I'll tell you that the process was more simple, straightforward, and certainly no more amount of pain or discomfort than any US dental visits that I've had. In fact, it was actually fine. It was normal in that way. There was nothing unusual about that. So I'm actually quite pleased, and I feel very fortunate. And some of you will say, well, you know, I don't have the money to travel. So we get into the topics of, you can look on the internet about medical tourism, and in this case, I guess you could call it dental tourism, I don't know. But it's certainly not unusual for some people to travel for such very critically important health and medical reasons, especially when you can get professional expertise in technologies that I've been unable to find or locate in the US, and apparently at this time, not very many dental professionals at the highest levels are even aware of, let alone using and practicing. So I'm very happy that I found this out, and I've got to give thanks to my Georgian friend for introducing me to the HBI Dental Clinic and to the HBI Dental Clinic for this. And I'll just explain about some of the travel costs involved. This is very simple. If I take a direct flight and I'm searching through kayak.com, some of you will want to use a 3-day variant on your departure and arrival dates. The more flexible you are, the more likely that you'll be able to find inexpensive tickets. But a direct flight last time when I visited the United States to visit my local medical doctor actually at that time, ironically, and also to visit my grandfathers and family and so on, was about less than $1,300. That's a round-trip flight. And that was through kayak.com, and that was in the end of September. I booked it within 12 hours. I was in the air and in the United States. I usually don't fly that way, but sometimes when family's sick and things are happening, you gotta fly. So that's what I did. Now, less expensive ways to get to the Republic of Georgia, Tbilisi, where they have great places like Bajormi. They have the Black Sea coast at Batumi, which has really been developing in these years, believe it or not. And they have some very great places that can be visited not only in nature, but in terms of history and culture. The people are hospitable. I'm treated very well here. Never really had any problems here. It's been an excellent tourist destination for me. There is no visa requirements for Americans at this time beyond a 360-day stay. It's absolutely quite nice in a country that is a democratic country. And so it's not a problem in any of those ways. In fact, a lot of people will find it's less expensive to travel first from Great Britain or anywhere in the West, including the United States and Canada, to come by way of Istanbul. In other words, to book a flight to Istanbul and then from Istanbul to come over to Tbilisi. Some people will save $1,000 or $2,000 doing it that way, round trip. As far as where to stay, there's some great places here to stay. There's one guest house in particular that I like and I'm very fond of. It's called Vera Inn. It's on Barnoff Street, and Vera Inn, I've seen some people on a single rate stay as low as $35 a night, and sometimes they include breakfast, and they also are, in terms of the quality, you can see a video tour of this online at their websites or their YouTube channel. And it's the equivalent of something what would be close to maybe a $2 million home in the U.S. So it's not a Super 8 hotel or anything like that. It's quite nice. And in addition to that, not only do you get a vacation, a full vacation to the Far East, literally the Silk Road, in a democratic country, a developing country, but you also get what I consider and what in my experience has been the very best thorough treatment and cleaning of this problem that 60% of the industrialized world will have, and it's periodontal disease, which can include gingivitis for some people. And again, my U.S. dentist told me it can definitely be directly connected to heart issues. And his illustration on the wall showed it. And if you read Dr. Sherry Rogers' books, Is Your Cardiologist Killing You? And the cholesterol hoax at prestigepublishing.com, you'll find her comments on the same. So I hope you'll enjoy this video. For those people that have these critical issues going on in your life, you may not. But if you don't, the medical facts suggest and the statistics suggest that if you don't, your loved ones or a loved one will. So that's why I'm making this video. And another reason is that why do not our local dentists in America, why are they not using such effective, affordable, at least for here, technology, German technology?